Here we go. I changed the music a bit. I just think it's a bit better. It's quite similar. Anyway, it feels like I haven't been live for ages. So I apologize if I... Well, I don't look the best, do I? I don't... Bit blotchy. Anyway, good to see everybody. Good to see everybody. Yeah, it feels like I usually do 2 or 3 live streams a week, but it has kind of dwindled a bit. There is reasons for that. One of the reasons being this beast. Ooh. Lovely, lovely. Who's sending me messages? Yes, this is the reason why live streams have gone a bit sparse over the last week or two because of this. You will be seeing more of this beauty, don't you worry about it, in videos and live streams as well. I'm going to actually try and live stream with it, which is going to be difficult because you've got it on your face. God, it looks like I've had it on my face. What is up with my skin, man? Anyway. So, again, we're going to be back in the PlayStation 5. Looking at Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 beta, and we're going to test a few things out. One of the things I've already plugged in and it seems to be working fine, and that's a mouse. So that's something that I really missed last week or the week before or whenever it was. So we're going to do more flying. We're going to try and remap a couple of things and see if it works, because I don't like the touchpad being throttle. That might work well a bit better with pitch, maybe. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. It could do. I've ordered a couple of things. Right now, the PlayStation 5 is about 6 foot. Yeah, about 6 foot away from me on a stack of shelves. The reason for that is I can't plug it in near to me because I haven't got enough plug sockets. I am fixing that. My delivery for tomorrow will be more extension leads, and also, what else did I buy? A USB hub, because I'm running out of USBs. Another reason for that is because of this thing here. Look, look at that. Isn't that a beauty? I will be showing more of that as well at some point. So I'm running out of USBs. Apologies. Like I say, I feel like I haven't streamed in a long time. I know I do weekly live streams, but for the last couple of months, I've been doing 2 to 3, even 4 live streams a week. So it has gone down a bit. As I say, we're in PlayStation 5. Where are we? Here we go. So we're in Flight Simulator 2024, Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 on the PlayStation 5. I have gone live before with this and done my sort of first impressions and talked about it a bit, and yeah, it was well received and people seem to have enjoyed it. Lots of positivity around it, some good comments about does this work and that work. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to get a HOTAS. I did have an old one, but I think it's back at our old flats. We're in a house now, so we have been for over a year. But anyway, that's back over there, so I haven't been able to get that. What I do want to test and see is if the old Cytec or the old, was it like Logitech? Was it Cytec? I don't know. Logitech or Cytec or whatever, or the Logitech Cytec. I've got the yoke and throttle there, and I'm wondering if that's going to work. One thing that does work is, and I don't know if I'll be able to show you this because mouse, an old Corsair mouse that I dug out yesterday, and it's working. Now, the tracking's a bit off because it hasn't got any kind of mouse pad or anything, so I am just going rogue here with the mouse. But it's working. I think the mouse itself isn't the best. I think it was dying. That's why I had to replace it anyway. So, but it works. So if you're wondering if a mouse works, it does. And I think it also works. Oh, hang on. Error accessing live air traffic data. First time I've seen that on the PS5. So the mouse and the actual joystick, the mouse and the actual gamepad seem to work absolutely fine. I can go into the settings there. Obviously, the real test for me would be whether it's going to be fine while we fly. Anyone's interested, here is the list of graphic settings we've got on the PS5. I believe this is exactly the same as the PS5 Pro. One thing I will mention is, as I say, I haven't been able to get a HOTAS, but I've heard from various people, actually from quite a few people I've asked, and people who have actually told me, the HOTAS 4, which is the basic Thrustmaster one, that seems to work fine as well. So if you are wondering, again, I'll most likely be reiterating this quite a lot in the comments, but the HOTAS 4 seems to work when plugged in and you can use it. I'd like to see if the old Cytec and Logitech sort of yoke and throttle thing works. So I haven't even got that set up, guys, at the minute. It's something that I completely forgot to set up, and it's not the easiest thing to set up, or at least it's a hefty bugger. I'll move the Pimax Crystal Super, which, by the way, is bloody super. I will be doing a live stream, most likely a evening live stream through this coming week. I'll do some tests, but that will be featured heavily on future live streams. Mickey, good to see you, bud. Really nice to see you. As I say, it doesn't feel like I've live streamed for quite a while. So we're gonna take more of a look at the PS5 version. Again, a lot of people asking what one I'm using. I am using a bog standard PS5. I am using pretty much a launch day one. It hasn't got the revised motherboard in it. It hasn't got the revised cooling in it, because I think a couple of months after, maybe 6, I don't know. It was not too long after the PS5 release, they started revising the internals, not changing performance or anything, but mostly to do with the size of the motherboard and the cooling. And then obviously we saw the PS5 Slim, and then obviously the PS5 Pro. So I have a original. This is the base model, but it's the base model without any of the upgrades to it. Nothing, just a base model. So I know there are going to be comments because people would have missed that, but yes, I'm using the base model. So everything you see on my other live stream that I did a couple of weeks ago, and this one, is base PS5. It's not a PS5 Pro. So we're going to do a bit of flying. I'm going to see the mouse work, and I'm going to try and, like I say, remap this, which, you know what, we might as well try and do now. I'm using the wrong mouse. Let's see if we can go in and see. Let's search by input. Now, that's a bloody pain because that keeps on slipping. Let me just... I'm very underprepared. I'm very prepared. I'm going to try and search throttle axis relative. Now, you'll see that has come up with the touchpad. So if I go in and... No, we don't want that. We basically want to delete it, don't we? What we could do, how do I delete it on the PS5? Because it's basically just backspace on the PC. I'm also it's probably showing me what it is down there. It probably is, yeah, and I can't see it. Bear with us, guys. I'm still gonna be here. I'm just gonna I'm jumping between mouses at the minute. Let's have a little look and see if we can delete it. Unbind square. Okay, that's perfect. Evening, Kev. Ape, good to see you. Hey, console gamer. Mate, don't. I mean, nah, do you know what? Like, I'm not bothered. Like, I yeah, I've been on the last couple of PlayStations since the Xbox 360, which goes down as one of my favorite consoles, to be very honest. But let's have a little look. Wrong mouse again. Let's have a little look and see. We have a look at trim. Your device is being disconnected. What? Okay. Okay. Aileron trim. It's not gonna really work though, is it? Maybe trim axis. Maybe that's what it is. Okay, let's see if that works. By the way, guys, I did take the music out. Not the music, the actual sounds. That was because I didn't want them playing over the music. That's why there's no sounds at the minute, so I will put that back on. That's why there's no actual sound at the minute. There we go, back on. Let me know if the sounds are too high as well, guys, and I will just stick myself back on there. There I am. Hey, what an ugly mug. Yeah, good to see you, Abe. Good to see you, Kev. Thanks for everyone tuning in tonight on this Sunday evening. I hope everyone's doing good. Like I said, guys, before we start doing some flying on PS5, if you do end up enjoying the stream or you're watching the stream back, please consider subscribing, like, comment if you're interested. I did put in my Discord and some other places that after this live stream, after this particular PS5 live stream, I won't be going live on the PlayStation 5 on Flight Simulator till either just before launch or after launch. Because I do have loads to show you with the Pimax Crystal Super, which is over there. I won't bring it over, it's over there. I've got my unboxing video being edited right now that'll come out in the middle of the week. I'll be uploading some little short videos to show you me using the VR and what's on screen. I'm probably going to do some through the lens shots if I can. At the minute it's hard to capture them with my phone, but I'll try my best to show you what it's like through the lens, because obviously you can't show what VR is like. But yeah, there's going to be much more on the Crystal Super, which I'm having a bloody good time, and it's great to be back in a PC VR headset. Right, let's do some flying and stop yapping. So like I said before, the HOTAS 4, if anyone's interested in the Thrustmaster HOTAS 4, that does work. I haven't got it with me to show you, but it does work. I'm under great authority that does work absolutely fine on the PS5. Mouse is working. It's there. It's plugged into the PS5 in the front USB panel. It's working. So we're going to be having a little go of that as well. We're going to start at Saint... Is it Saint Just? Saint Just, yeah. Land's End. Where shall I go? Do you know what? I'm just going to park myself just here because I can't be bothered with pushback. I can't be bothered with pushback and all that business, so... I'm going to do some flying on... off the... What would you call it? The southwest coast of the UK for now, because I do want to do some other places over in the US. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug in, because I don't think I've seen people, and listen, it's not the very, very best yoke. In fact, compared to what we've got now for what at the time was a similar price, I've got the old Logitech Cytec yoke and throttle. Very cheap, very plastic. It served me well a few years back, but I need something a bit more heavy duty now, and this is definitely not heavy duty. I'll see if it works. It'll be interesting to see if it does. If it does, then it bodes well, I think, for newer, you know, yokes and throttles. Wrong mouse, Brian. What are you doing? And let's start here up. So yeah, I am still very, very impressed with the PlayStation 5 and what they've been able to achieve with it. Now, controversially, there's a lot of people already stating that the PlayStation 5 is performing a hell of a lot better than the Xbox consoles, which, yeah, I will be very, very honest and very, very critical on that. I think they really need to be getting the Xbox performance down before, or at least along the same time frame as the PS5. So as you can see right now, I'm actually using a combination. I'm using the control and the mouse on the table, which I'm then able to use to take engine covers off. Again, fantastic little combination if you haven't got a HOTAS or anything else. Even then, I think plugging a mouse in would be beneficial. You can grab a mouse very, very cheap, guys. This is the Corsair. Oh, I don't even know what model it is. What model is it? The Harpoon RGB Pro. It's one of the cheaper ones. Corsair obviously do a lot of good ones, but I had to upgrade. I upgraded to the very, very popular Logitech. It's the G502 Hero, which apparently is one of the better ones. So that's on my PC. I've grabbed this old Corsair one, which is fantastic. So we'll have a little fly about. I'll answer any questions. I'll try and tell you as much as possible. I will talk about, obviously, my feelings on the VR side of things when we get the update next year. Just to let you know, the beta testers, they do not have access to testing the PSVR 2's capabilities. So if you are a tester and you're wondering why your VR 2 doesn't work, it's because it's not meant to at this point. They're still working on that. I'm assuming there will be tests for it next year before the update. And then I'll try and plug in the Logitech. You will have to bear with me because I've got me pajama pants on. It is what it is. It is what it is. There's the lovely Pimax box off into the background there. I should have that lit up at this point, but I don't. But yeah, honest to God, I'm having so much fun with that VR, man. I haven't been able to do VR. I have, but I haven't been able to see it like I'm seeing it now. I've used the Quest 3, and although it's a brilliant VR headset, the resolution difference is just... And I know, it sounds stupid. One's dedicated PC VR plugged directly into the graphics card. The other's a standalone headset. I totally get it, but just to see that resolution jump, if you get the chance, definitely have a go. Also, I will have to mention as well, guys, I have Pimax affiliate link in the description, I think. If not, it will be in my channel description. There is a code in there, PGeek. That'll get you some discounts on the, I believe, the Super and the Light model as well. So if you're interested, yes, they're expensive, but if you're keen on doing it the right way, this will be the one. Anyway, stop yapping out VR, Brian. There's a time and a place. Let's get the shocks away. Please visit Manchester Airport. I will, don't you worry about that. Curious about VR because it's working nicely. I'm getting the VR headset from PlayStation. Nice, okay. Hi, Brian. Hope you're well. Dave, I'm good, mate. How are you? I'm all good. Young Edits, visit Manchester. I will. The problem is, mate, it's not going to be a handcrafted one because the handcrafted versions that are out are only on the marketplace. And obviously, we haven't got access to the marketplace yet to even purchase one if we wanted to. And the ones that I've got on PC, they are installed to the community folder, which again we can't do on console. So we are in the 172, just dead basic G1000, just as I like it. In terms of moving the camera around, I can do it exactly the same way as I do it on the PC, using the left the left shoulder button. Bear with us, guys. 1 second. I need a USB. Give me a USB. Where's a USB? Oh, there I am. That's the one that I've got plugged in. Okay, can't use that then. There's one. Hey, I've gone again. There I am. Yeah, just in case. PS5 controller at this point now is just terrible on battery. That's one thing. Mag Sim, good to see you, mate. Good to see you. For the PC, I have Pimax Lite and loving it. Mate, I've heard good things about the Lite. And I believe it's still absolutely incredible for the resolution. The Super is just sorry, but it's super. But the thing I do want to do on the Pimax, I will be doing a dedicated live stream for this once I've put my unboxing video out, and then I can share some footage for you and other little video YouTube short of me obviously flying about with the VR headset. But the thing I'd like to mostly try on the Pimax Super is the higher field of view optical. So they got like a little basically the whole headset comes apart, doesn't it? And I've got the 57 ppd one, which is just tack sharp, but the field of view is the narrowest out of the lot of them. I want to try the 140 degree field of view one. I really would like to try that, because that's 50 ppd, but even then it looks insane. It really does. Do you know if anything but from the marketplace will work on play? I know there's no crossplay. Mickey, no. I've heard from multiple people that if, for example, everything I've bought on PC on marketplace, I will not be able to download it on the PS5. I won't get it. I have to buy it again. Big no. I've already discussed this on my last PS5 live stream, and regardless of if Asobo and Microsoft see it, guys, I can't give you any sympathy on that one. Crossplay is one thing. That's still a big issue, because there is PlayStation games from Xbox like Forza that work on crossplay, but not bringing purchases over from the marketplace is a big no. Like, people have spent thousands in the marketplace, then they want to try it on PS5, for example. If they want to try, here's an example. I'm on PC. That's my main machine. That's my main platform for Flight Sim. Absolutely fine. I've spent a couple of £100 in the marketplace. I then have a PlayStation 5, but I have PSVR 2. So I'm thinking, listen, I'm not going to start using the PS5 to Flight Sim on, because I've got a PC there. Obviously, I'm going to get all the marketplace stuff. I'm going to get the better graphics, etc. But I haven't got a PC VR headset. I haven't got a Quest. I haven't got a Pimax, but I've got a PC VR 2 there. I've got a PSVR 2 there. So I've got everything on the PlayStation side. Okay, now I haven't got any of my aircraft I like to fly. I haven't got any of the airports I like to go to. No. But again, that is hopefully easily changed, or at least they're going through the steps of changing that. Like I say, cross-play is one thing. Transferable purchases being no. Can't agree with it, unfortunately, guys. Sobo and Microsoft, I can't. I'm sorry. It's just a no. It's just no. Absolutely not. Anyway, guys, let's do a bit of flying. As I say, I've got an old Logitech yoke and throttle there. Cheapest well, it wasn't when I bought it. Cheapest chips now. Nothing on the lines of your honeycomb throttles and stuff, which I really want to get because they look amazing. But yeah, if that works, then it bodes well. It bodes well. Has Asobo confirmed this? I didn't. So Mag, I didn't see I didn't see their official confirmation from them. I got told from various people. One of those people, I think, was Two-Tone Murphy. I believe he mentioned it, and I know obviously he's quite reliable for information. Hello from Albania. Would you mind flying in Albania next? I could definitely try, mate. I'll try my best. I know I forgot a couple of things in the last live stream. One thing being was, I'll show you, is flight control replay is actually embedded, which it is on the PC, but you can actually do replays on the PS5, which I know that sounds silly and like, of course you can, Brian, what you on about? But it works just as well. It's good. It was really, really good. Yeah, two-tone is, and that's where I kind of got that information from. I think I've seen it from other things as well, but I think generally because of there's no crossplay and there's no actual connection to, it's a whole. They're saying the PlayStation 5 is a whole new thing. I know it sounds stupid, but it's like again, they're building it on a brand new platform. They are, but do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, they're saying because they're going from PlayStation not over to an Xbox machine. It's wrong mouse, wrong mouse again. It's not as simple. Let's just turn. I hate you hiding the yokes because you can't do that in real life. Weirdly enough. Let's turn these on. So as you can see, I'm using the mouse. I can't really show you because unfortunately I can't plug in my second webcam. Thus the reason for getting a whole new powered USB hub, because I just can't fit any other things in. I've got loads of stuff plugged in. But anyway, let's see if... Oh, it does, look. Guys, so remember when let me unplug it because it doesn't need to be charged at this minute in time. So remember when we were looking at the throttle? So this is one thing that you can do on the touchpad. It's by default set to adjust the throttle up and down, which just doesn't feel natural to me. But if you look at the trim wheel, let's have a little looky look. Pitch trim, you can rebind it. There's your answer. So if anyone's wondering if you can rebind the touchpad, yes, you can. Someone asked if I could rebind the gyro controls. I don't think you can, but they were saying it'd be actually good if you could do something else with the gyro controls. What was it? What did they say? Oh, I'll have to check that. I'll have to double check that for you guys because I need to know. So the gyro controls would be good if you could rebind it to function as used as a camera, or move a cursor on the cockpit, or flip switches and push buttons. Very good idea. The gyro feels a bit weird to me using it to fly the aircraft, because obviously we wouldn't have been used to doing that on the PC at all. So I've had the fuel pump on, probably flooded the engine at this point, but I do miss the Echo 19 sounds. I really do. Nav, let's get the avionics on. There's no flight plan set up, guys. I haven't got any of that set up. I'm more concerned at showing you flying, the locations, seeing how it all, you know. I've done a bit of this. I want to go from other locations. I want to obviously go to Manchester Airport. I'll try and go over to Albania for sure. I'll try my best to do that. But yeah, guys, I am doing okay. Like I said, I have been super busy with obviously getting some VR stuff done. I've just recorded my 3rd out of 4th freeware video. Only the voiceovers and some of the other some footage, but they're well into production. So I've got more. They're going to be a bit more scaled down than my last one. I realized there was a lot of stuff that was unneeded in the last freeware video I did. This is obviously PC, of course. There was a lot of information for each airport that wasn't really necessary, and the stuff that I could put in there that is a bit more necessary. So although it's a bit more scaled down, the footage is probably going to be a bit more involved. Let's just say that. Right, okay. So again, if you wonder if mouses work, mouses do work. I have plugged in a little Corsair Harpoon RPG. What was it called? The Harpoon RPG Pro by Corsair. That is plugged into the front of the PS5, and we've got full mouse control. Absolutely amazing, good to see, and it works fine combined with the actual PlayStation 5 controller, which again is fantastic. So you press the touchpad in to get external view. This is Land's End Airport. We're gonna taxi out, and we will do a tiny bit of flying, take a look at the scenery. I'll go to some other locations as well. Did I take those chocks away? Didn't I? Yeah. There we go. So something else that I can't really show you is the adaptive triggers on the PS5. Right now, I can feel them really getting, like, really sort of kicking in and going really, you know, the tension on them is really great. It's a very odd feeling to sort of get the sensation of kicking the rudder left and right, using the back buttons. And obviously, if you've been on a PS5 before and used it for something like a shooting game, that it really feels good. It gives you a lot of immersion. In the flight sim, however, obviously it's usually your feet that are hitting the rudder pedals. Usually, sometimes you get those pilots that do a handstand in the cockpit and do it the other way around, but for us normal people, it feels good. Yeah, it feels nice. On my last live stream, I did show you that's a bad turn, that wasn't it? Come on, mate, come on. I showed you a few times the ATC coming through the little speaker on the DualSense. Again, that is quite a common feature on PS5 games that utilize the DualSense a lot. I think on the likes of GTA 5, for example, you can hear like the police radio and the phone calls coming through that. So it doesn't feel very surprising that they decided to do that for the ATC. I'm going to change the camera angle because I hate the default the height in the Cessna 172. It's not the best. And again, the trim wheel probably only works when I've not got my finger on the joysticks, which seems to be the case. Cheers, kid. Yeah. Again, I have done a past live stream using the PS5. Performance seems pretty good. The one thing that I do hate to report though is not on the PS5, but I recently updated to Sim Update 4 Beta on the PC, and my performance has been absolutely shocking. Which is very odd. I don't know why. just setting it into autopilot just so I can adjust some of the views that I'm getting here. And it looks pretty good. Can you try to operate the G1000? Well, I've just done a tiny bit of it there. As I say, I would definitely recommend, even if you are a seasoned PS5 player, I would definitely recommend getting a mouse if you are keen to try flying on the flight sim. I would grab yourself a mouse. Absolutely, even if you're going to get yourself a yoke and throttle system, I would get a mouse because it's very easy. Now, not easy for me because, as I said before, my PS5 is 6 feet away and my mouse is sort of there and I'm over here and it's not the most comfortable thing. But if you've got a mouse, this will be a hell of a lot easier for yourselves. If you haven't got a mouse on PS5, doing something on the likes of a touchscreen is going to be a pain in the ass. Even if it's all buttons, it's going to be a pain because it's all about using a combination. So if I'm not using my mouse, the mouse should disappear. Let me just move my PC mouse over the way. Right now, I don't know. See, basically, if I move my PlayStation camera, the camera controls, sorry, you can see that I can highlight them. That is going to be such a pain. If you click the R1 and L3, you get the cursor, but you then don't have any control over your aircraft. So you've got to keep on pressing the cursor shortcut down, fiddle with your buttons, and then go back to flying. I would personally get a mouse. I can't say that enough. So same, yeah, it'll be exactly the same as the Xbox in terms of controllers, the way they're set up, the key. Obviously, the keys are going to be exactly the same. You know, I think, what was it on Xbox? I've got one there, haven't I? A and B are just going to be your throttle up and down. It's not going to be different, but I think a mouse is the way to go. If you're serious about doing your flight sim on console, get yourself a mouse, and then you've got so much. You can, for example, I'm going to take it out of autopilot by doing this, but I can now steer, and I can also mess about with buttons. Do you know what I mean? So I can also, as well, I can press the mouse button down and move my camera, do a bit of steering. I can get to my toolbar. I would consider I mean, most people at this point probably got a mouse from an old computer or something, I don't know, but make it a purchase because it will help you out so much for flight simming on consoles, even on Xbox. But like I say, I have heard the PlayStation 5, even at this early stage, is outperforming the Xbox. Which, listen, guys, I'm not gonna sit there and go, yeah, it's better performance PlayStation 5. I think it's a bit sad. I think it's a bit sad that the PlayStation 5 is outperforming the Xbox even at this stage, and they need to go back to it and get it performing as well, because at the end of the day, it's the platform it was built on. It was Microsoft Xbox. It's not nice to hear that it's going over to PS5 and performing better. And as you can see, if you've been watching the flight so far, absolutely no stutters. Granted, we are in a very low performance, low aircraft performance situation. We're only in a 172. We're not over a photogrammetry city, of course, so quite uncomfortable. It looks uncomfortable for me, mate, because I've got the mouse over onto me left. I'm using the control in my left hand, which is the more comfortable version. So all I'd need is me mouse over on the right hand side, and it'd feel natural. It'd feel absolutely fine. I'm struggling right now because my PlayStation's over there, and it's 6 foot away, and it's the only way I can get it set up in a minute. But I think I think using it I think it's absolutely fine. And it's still in beta. Yeah, so this is the PlayStation 5 beta. So I'm using a base PS5. This isn't a PS5 Pro, by the way. Just obviously will disclaim that every few hours, every half an hour, because I get a lot of people asking, even when I've put it into the description and comments and said it multiple times. Listen, I understand, 'cause not everyone watches the full videos and full stream. Totally understand that. But I have a base PS5. My PlayStation 5 is from pretty much release weekend or release day. It's got none of the revised or upgraded motherboards or cooling in it. It's just a base model, and this is what we're getting. Will you do some glider flying in the stream? I can do. I mean, mate, John, I've had people ask if I can go to Manchester. Let's go to Manchester now. Just see if we can get through a couple of things. I'll try and stick myself in an aircraft. That's the most stutters I've seen right there, is when it just jumped out. Happy for PlayStation, but very disappointed for Xbox. They have to get the performance on their own console at least. Yes, exactly, mate. This is what I'm saying. Absolutely agree. Can't agree more. Get the performance good on the PlayStation, on the Xbox, and then go for your go for PS5, which it is absolutely fine. So here is Manchester Airport. Now again, this is going to just be a default airport because again, no access to Marketplace at the minute, and there's no handcrafted version of Manchester on the simulator as default. Obviously with this we've got all of the World Update UK airports in there, Liverpool and Manchester City Airport, which is great, been to Barton a couple of times. I'm on the first PS5 models too. Don't like the slim design. I'll be honest with you, John, I prefer the Pro and the slim designs, if I'm going to be totally honest. I don't know why that is. Originally, I wasn't even going to get a PS5, to be honest. I had my PC. There was no real point for me to. But when the likes of Grand Theft Auto and Red Dead Redemption don't come to PC for years and years, then yeah, you do have to have a sort of a console just over in the background. So what I'm going to do, guys, just to I know every time I start over there, it will completely send me the wrong direction. So 05 left. I will set a departure there, and we'll jump into, I don't know. Let's jump into, I was in the 737. Oh, shall we do the 737? I don't know. This will be a bit more of a test of the, I think of the PS5. Let's be ballsy. I don't fly airliners, guys, so, let's be ballsy. Let me just take me off because I can't find the... oh no, the configuration button is square, isn't it? There we go. yeah. Exactly. See, I've got this really bad thing where I have to have a... an airline that goes from Manchester. Yeah, it's bad. I know. I do it in all my videos. I mean, Qatar comes to Manchester, but they don't use the A330. But let's just pretend that they've ditched their A350s and 787s at Manchester and put an A330 on this today. So try a helicopter, please, mate. That you're asking a bit too much of me now. I don't fly helicopters. I'll try. I just don't. I've never really gotten into it. I should do. And I think the most I've done in a helicopter is some of the career stuff. But I'm trying Manchester. Someone's already asked that. I'll try and fly over Albania. I'll try a helicopter if I can remember. I also have to remember to try and plug in that Logitech yoke and throttle thing, because I'd be interested to see if that works. As I say, we've got a mouse working, a little Corsair Harpoon Pro or whatever, and then yeah, we're going to try that. As I said earlier on as well, if you missed it, guys, I have it under good authority from multiple different people, and I believe them. The HOTAS 4 works, so the Thrustmaster HOTAS 4 does work on the PS5, if you are wondering. So I'm trying to gather as much information as possible for anyone looking to plug in various peripherals into the PlayStation 5. My biggest thing right now is definitely the fact that a mouse works, and yeah, some people might find it a bit of a difficult thing. The reason why I'm struggling right now is because the mouse is on the wrong side. If I had it on me right, like my PC mouse, it would be absolutely fine. Right, so it doesn't matter where you start at Manchester Airport. I've noticed, even in the third-party ones, it will always stick you on 2-3 left for some reason. What I might do is try and taxi over to 05 left. There is the AnyBuild A330. Performance is just absolutely insane. Now, I believe... Oh, we've got a taxi and aircraft. Oh. Now, I believe, because we can't mess around with graphic settings, even on the PS5 Pro, it seems to be using a combination rather of... I think I'm going to say medium settings for the most part, possibly some high settings, but that is probably pushing it. Have we got enough? Don't think I've got enough. What's he doing? He's not waiting. Look at this. EasyJet, obviously. Terrible. Terrible. No, I know I'm already on the runway, John. I know that. I just wanted to do a bit of taxiing, just purely for showing you what it's like in terms of taxiing in an airliner, showing you what it's like. Obviously, many would probably want to know what it looks like to land, because as we already know, it likes to stutter on landings and approaches and all that business. Yeah, so Kid, I mean, but you can change what runway it's set at the start in your map, so it doesn't really matter what the wind is at. It's whatever you set it as, and it's always Manchester. It does it too. It doesn't do it with any other airport, I've noticed, or it probably does, but for the most part at Manchester, I've seen that it always takes you to one runway, which is always 2-3 left, basically. Oh, John, don't say sorry, mate. It's all right. I know. No, I just wanted to, as I say, just show you guys what the performance is like on a taxi out. And obviously, not just show you the performance of an aircraft taken off, basically, because I'm going to runway in care, aren't I? There's going to be someone coming in or something. well, still beta. We've seen worse releases from... Yeah. This guy isn't moving. I might have to just clip through him. Come on, mate. So, I mean, obviously, performance is great. No. I've seen, I think, 1 or 2 stutters from my time so far with the PS5, and that is been with, I think, the A400. There is a couple of aircraft that they haven't included in the beta, which is interesting. But I think those aircraft, I think basically it's because some of those aircraft are from the premium deluxe and stuff like that, so I think that's the reason why. And obviously we're only testing just the base version out. We're not testing anything like the Aviator edition or anything like that. Yeah, the missions in the career mode are really fun. I think that was a nice touch from obviously 2020 to 2024. That was really nice to see, and they worked for the most part. They worked, and obviously there's a lot of people who had things originally deleted and messed up, and money was a bit up and down and stuff like that. Oh, that was a bit of a bad turn. Apologies. Cutting onto the grass there. You didn't see that. Probably a bit slow as well. Few little stutters there, quite interesting to see, but as I say, compared to what I'm getting on the newest Sim Update 4 beta, which is supposed to be really great, a lot of people are having fantastic performance on Sim Update 4. I haven't been. It's been terrible for me. Not on VR. The VR side of things has been fantastic. Definitely a massive upgrade, and you can actually record virtual reality a lot better with Sim Update 4 beta. So, but 2D side of things on my monitor, Sim Update 4 beta on PC's been not great for me. I'm not impressed at all. Weird. There's the runway view and field just back there. So what I would say, sort of jumping back into an airliner, I don't really fly airliners on PC. It's not what I do. I like general aviation flying. I feel like I'm a bit more knowledgeable in those type of aircrafts, just basically smaller aircrafts really. But I have flown my fair share of airliners doing various trailers for various aircraft, and you get used to certain things, just the bare minimum of what you're able to, basically the bare minimum of being able to fly them. So, not always natural to me, really. Which is funny, because I've said on multiple occasions, my first proper flight sim experience was X-Plane 12 in the Zebo mod. Sorry, not X-Plane 12, X-Plane 11 in the Zebo mod. 737, doing full routes, cold and dark. European routes, nothing mad. So it's been weird to kind of forget all that. Sounds are fantastic. We have an aircraft coming onto the active runway down the end of EasyJet by the look of it. So, oh well. Oh no, he's going over to 2-3. He's going over to 2-3 left, isn't he? Oh no. Tell you what though, that's smooth. The frames and the generally. Oh yeah, look, there you go. A few little jumpy stutters there. So it's not all perfect. Not all perfect. There you guys go. There's a better look of the A330. Not bad, not bad. Couple of little stutters, I'm actually seeing more now. What I would also say is that the PS5 beta has had about 3, maybe even 4 updates since I last live streamed this. So, you know, give or take some things that might have inadvertently changed performance-wise. It's still not bad. It's still it's still impressive what we're getting. Now, I'm not going to fly this up to altitude too much because I do want to try, obviously, helicopter. One of you guys wanted me to go over to Albania. I do want to go to some other various locations and see what other places look like that I'm familiar with on the PC. You know, places that I've flown enough of where I can visually look at it and go, okay, that's pretty nice. Could we get this into some kind of... Now that's one thing I have noticed straight off the bat, guys, is the thrust levers get completely stuck. What I mean by stuck is they go into a state where I can't pull them or move them on the controller. I can now, but I couldn't before, which is a bit weird. It wasn't due to the detent, I don't think. So in terms of the showcase camera, what I really should have done there, I'll check it in another location. But in terms of the showcase camera works as well. And I tell you what, the landscape, it looks nice. The scenery looks nice. Yeah, I think I already have, John. I think it's already been logged on the forum. That happened on my last live stream with the A400, so it seems to be happening in this as well. Both INI builds aircraft as well. I don't think I've seen it happen on other aircraft. Look at that, we can even do some cinematic movements, look at that. There we go, guys, look at that. Going into me cinematic, yeah. It's because I'm not in the right, I'm not in the right thingy position, am I? So guys, I've got to be there. Again, not fully clued up. Yeah, so this is, yeah, again, John, good idea. I don't know if we have a storm preset. Oh, we have a light thunderstorm. Look at the clouds. Let's have a little look. There's a kind of above the clouds now, so let's have a little look, guys. Oh, the lightning off to the right there. Hey. Fantastic. Camera shortcuts got a bit screwed up there. Interesting. Hey, did you see the lightning then? The night lighting looks good as well. This is kind of almost what we're getting on the new sim update 4. We're climbing again as well. Have we gone off? Why are we climbing? See, I don't fly airliners, guys, so I do apologize that this is just all, you know, it's not spot on. I don't do enough flying in these big aircraft, especially not something like the A330. Absolutely not. Not my aircraft of choice. So I do apologize. I just don't fly them. These aren't my cup of tea. Something with a propeller. That's what we like. But there are some lovely thunder clouds in the dark. See if we can make them a bit more covered. So, Harry, obviously thanks for popping in, mate. I was saying before that I've done a little bit of research in terms of peripherals so far. We've got a mouse working, which is fantastic. I'm personally used to that now because of using it on PC, but a mouse works fine. The HOTAS 4 by Thrustmaster, that does work. I've seen videos of it working. I am going to try out an old Logitech throttle and yoke. That's throttle and yoke at the same time, basically. I'm going to try one in the stream. I can't forget to do that, guys, but I am going to try and do that for you and see if the old Cytec yoke and throttle works. I'd be very interested to see if it does, but we will try that. But there is a number that work. I don't know if any of the honeycomb stuff works yet. I haven't seen that being used or worked yet, and I don't have any of my own to try it, so I do apologise for that. But here is the included A330. Just departed from Manchester. We're not on any kind of route, guys. It's not a full flight. I am just trying to bring you as much footage and as many details as I can. I apologise that maybe my sort of webcam or my picture looks a bit more clearer. I am, just for your information, using a £30 capture card, which I got next day delivery on very cheaply, so I could do these live streams. It seems to work fine. I don't think it's 4K or anything, but it seems to be okay. But I tell you what, look at this. Look at the lighting bouncing off there, and look at the city lights over there. Fantastic. So, Thrustmaster, Harry, you might be in with a bit of luck with the Thrustmaster stuff, because I think it works on Xbox, and I think pretty much from what I've read and seen, most of the peripherals on for the Xbox that work on 2024 work on the PS5 even. at this stage. The only thing that doesn't work on our sort of testing thing here now is obviously PSVR 2, which comes next year in a free update. But look at this, guys. Incredible, incredible. Try and get a little sneaky screenshot there. Did it take it? Oh, it probably did, yeah. Can't seem to get back onto the camera menu, which is a bit of a shame. Not too sure why. But yeah, very, very nice. Look, it looks gorgeous, doesn't it? It looks so nice. I think if you're coming over from PC, you're going to be pleasantly surprised, rather. Where have I gone here? Have I gone? I haven't got a clue. You're going to be pleasantly surprised, but at the same time, obviously, if you've been flying this a lot on PC, you are going to see it's just not quite there in terms of visuals. But I tell you what, it's not far behind. Not far behind at all. I mean, I'm not on autopilot here at the minute, guys. So, but you can see that they haven't taken away the cabins. It's all still there. If you want to be a virtual passenger, then you still can on PS5 for sure. And I tell you what, the cabins still look really, really good. If you're interested in knowing if the cabins are still there, they are still there. And they look really good. Look at that wing view there. Look at that. Not bad at all. Pretty cool. Look at that. Can't get that any closer, unfortunately, but there you go. So cool, so cool. Right, let's do something else. Another place I want to go and try and show you is somewhere in Ireland, and we'll grab a new plane entirely. If you are enjoying the live stream, guys, I would really, really appreciate subscribe if you haven't. Please like the live stream, please share it. There'll be people who obviously want to view this afterwards, who are interested in the PlayStation 5. In terms of my channel, I try and do a bit of everything with flight simulation. I am going to be including some VR content on PC using the Pimax Crystal Super, which you're going to see the unboxing and first impressions for this coming week. I will also then be posting some YouTube shorts of some of my first sort of flight sim in VR with a dedicated PC VR headset. Definitely something I've done before with the Quest 3 and some other headsets in previous years. But the Crystal Super is just way beyond what I've done, and it is so immersive. So I'm very, very excited to show you more about that and do some dedicated videos on Flight Sim 2024 in VR. There'll also be some other VR titles, not just Microsoft Flight Simulator, guys, so that's quite interesting. I am excited about that. So anyway, moving on. Sorry for the interludes, by the way. I just like to keep people updated with what I'm doing. You guys also seem to like some of the freeware. So the freeware episode that I did, I used to do a lot of freeware videos back in the day when the channel first started. So I've decided to bring them back, and I've recently just recorded the third of four new videos. I've recorded the voiceovers for it and some other footage, but they will be coming over the coming sort of November, December into January. I think I'm going to space them out, guys, so they're going to be coming, and I can't wait to share some more lovely freeware with you guys, because I know you like to see them and discover some free airports, free sceneries, free airliners, and aircraft as well. So another place I like to fly, or at least I love to see in the simulator, and I haven't yet checked this out on the PlayStation 5, so it's going to be quite interesting. The cliffs of Moher in Ireland. So we're over on the sort of, I guess, over to the west. I think west would be rather than southwest of Ireland. And this is all really on the PC it is, and I can't see why it would be different here, but on the PC this is all the scenery here, the fields and the houses here, the cliffs are all rendered really well. The photogrammetry is stunning in this area. So I'd like to see what it looks like on PS5 and see if there's any much of a difference, to be honest, because I know this is a place that looks blooming gorgeous on PC, as I say. Was that a World Industry shirt you are wearing in real life or the simulator? In real life, no. I'm wearing one of my favorite bands, and this, some people, they're like Marmite, I guess. I guess that's the best way to describe this particular band, but they're a UK band, and I've seen them quite a few times, and I bloody love them. It's one of their sort of cartoon tops. I love most of the old stuff. I didn't really keep up to date with them, with the newer albums. I've heard a couple of tracks, but yeah, no, it's the darkness. Here we go. So we're in the Piper Dakota, which was part of one of their free aircraft that they, in the last couple of months, they added in, didn't they? And it's a beautiful aircraft, lovely J aircraft, but I'll tell you that these look, again, stunning and really nice. Look at the photogrammetry coverage around here. Now all we need to do in this case, because the water down here is probably far too calm, is add in a bit of wind, I think. Now it will make us fly absolutely terribly, but look at the scenery, guys. And what I would say straight off the bat is it doesn't look as nice as PC. Don't know why that is, because technically this is just all streamed in, but we will obviously still be getting some graphic settings turned down on the PS5. As I say, I think this is using, from various chats I've had with other people on the testing, it seems to be at kind of a medium. Maybe some things are dialed up to high, but certainly mostly medium. So although it won't look in some areas, maybe just the finer details, grass, trees, textures, all still make a difference. It still looks nice. We're going to try and just dive down a bit and have a little look, but the cockpits of the aircraft. Why have you put me on the ground? So we over-G'd there. I just had it pumped up with the throttle, but I don't know why it started us on the ground. But you can see on the ground the photogrammetry, although again isn't the best. It's probably one of the less melty houses I've seen. But like I said, this area is so nice. Now, what I'd usually do in this situation is I'd jump up to developer mode and put slew mode on so I can just jump the aircraft, but obviously we don't have developer mode on the PS5, so we will have to restart it. I apologize, that was me not looking at the power and the speed or anything. I was just chatting away, so I do apologize, but luckily we're not getting any mad load times. Let me try and pull the throttle down a bit. Why isn't the throttle? It is. But as you can see, that is, I think, O'Brien's Tower. That's what it was called, O'Brien's Tower. Again, I don't want to overspeed or potentially crash. But we are a bit lower now, and I can get that wind up a bit more as well, because when you're around these cliffs, it's nice to have the sea looking a bit rough. But there you go, guys. That is the cliffs of Moher, just off the west coast of Ireland, or on the west coast of Ireland. And yeah, I can see some sort of, you know, visual difference, but it's nothing mad. It still looks really, really nice. And this area in general looks nice. It's a load of fields, but because it's photogrammetry, it's all 3D satellite imagery. It just looks stunning. And doesn't the cockpit look stunning though in this plane? Look at the compass. And that's one thing I will say: the cockpits and the flight decks, the aircraft modeling still looks just as good. It's one of those. Oh, hello. It's one of those where you kind of, in some cases, you have to get really close up to things to even see the difference. And I think with PC, I think I'm guilty of it as well. I whack settings up and don't look at the. I don't I'm terrible at optimizing. I know there's things that are in my settings that are turned up to the max but don't need to be, because just visually you're not going to see it. You're not really going to appreciate it. And I think this is why the PS5 looks really, really nice, is because they've just used settings where they need to be. And I think I will revisit my PC settings and see if I can get the performance a tiny bit better. I wouldn't say it was bad. I can perfectly fly with it. I just don't need 60 frames per second. I don't think it's needed in a flight sim. I'm also very capable of experiencing VR in a flight sim at lower frame rates. I'm not too bad in VR. It's never really made me motion sick. There's times where it's made me like go a bit like whoa, me head, but it's not. I've never had to come out of a VR headset before and take time out of it. I think my longest session was complete in Arizona Sunshine. I think I was in like for 4 or 5 hours in one go. It's stupid, but it was cool. But yeah, very, very curious to see what the cliffs look like, and not disappointed at all. Really, really nice. Planes Bottom, Mike, good to see you, mate. Will it look better after downloading the photogrammetry pack? Well, I don't think it needs a photogrammetry pack. Again, this is all stream. I have photogrammetry turned on, so I don't think it needs any kind of. You can't really get packs, for example. If you go to online, you can see the photogrammetry is turned on. And again, if you're interested, graphics there, I think these are exactly the same. There's no actual graphic settings. These are just for the character, the avatar quality, the amount of people at airports, the amount of vehicles, and the amount of aircraft, and the amount of animals as well. One thing I haven't shown on these streams is animals. Now, I believe there's quite an easy way to see that as well. But no, photogrammetry is turned on. Looking forward to seeing you next week at Liverpool. Do you know what, Mike? Completely forgot about it, mate. I am sorry. When is it? Is it the 3rd? Isn't it the 3rd? Oh, it's the week after, mate. Not this coming week. The week after. Should still be fine. Let me know what time it is, Mike. I completely forgot, mate. I honestly did. I'm not too sure. Oh, sorry. So, John, yes, you can download them. Yeah, sorry. So, in Sim Update 3, yes, you can download things on. Interesting, mate. I haven't yet done that on the PS5. I don't even know if it's even a thing you can do on the PS5. But it's a very good question, mate, and I don't think it's a question that I've even seen anyone ask. Not me personally. Someone probably has asked. Someone's asked it, but it's the first time I've seen it asked. So I do want to see if that's possible, mate. Arriving at 5:30. Oh God, it's going to be dark by then, isn't it? I don't even think I'll come, mate. To be honest with you, it's 5:30, mate. It'll be going dark at 5:30. I'll have a look at it. I'll have a look at what the light is like towards the end of next week, mate, and see what it looks like at 5:30. But I think it's starting to go dark about then anyway. So I don't know if I'll even bother, mate. To be honest, I might just go purely to get a video maybe on my phone rather than take any pictures. But we'll see, mate. I don't want to say no because obviously I haven't seen you guys in a while, so even if it's just a case of not getting photos, I'd still go there just obviously to see everyone, if that makes sense. But John, very good question, mate. Can you install? I don't think we're going to be able to, but it's a very, very good question, and a very, very, I would say, a thing that we should be able to do. Let me just move myself again, because obviously I don't think I'm blocking anything in terms of options. But single airport, so can I install Liverpool John Lennon? No. So that's interesting, John. After release, you can download it. Is that confirmed, mate? Because I think PS5 users are gonna have to start buying external hard drives, or a higher storage SSD. But as of right now, I cannot install anything, and these are things that you can install on PC. I can disable them if I want to, but there's no point in doing that because we can't buy anything yet or install anything. But it's a very, very interesting question. And John, I've never ever thought about that. It's something that I know you can do, obviously, on PC. You can install things, and something I haven't taken advantage of just yet. But interesting. It'd be interesting if we can download to the PS5 hard drive. What else shall we do? I think before I forget to do it, I think we should have a look at the Cytec yoke and throttle to see if it's even possible. So what I'm going to do, guys, is because I don't want to show you my funky pajama bottoms because I couldn't be bothered getting my pants on. I'm going to go and get it because I should have done this before, but I'm going to go and get it. I'm going to plug it in and see what happens. I'm very interested. Now, bear in mind, guys, this is an old peripheral. As I said before, we've got mouses working. That's fantastic. That's going to be a good thing to have, even if you're not coming from PC. If you're a PS5 user coming into the flight sim world, brand new, I would recommend having a mouse. It will be a good thing. HOTAS 4's working. I think Thrustmaster in general seem to be all good to go already. So that sounds good. But what I will do is like I said, I'll go and get the Logitech. Just give me a second. Give me a second. This is so old and it's so... Right, let's have a little look. Oops. All the banging there you guys can hear. But you know what? It's powered up. The lights are on. So this is going to be interesting. Brian will be back, yeah. I am still here. I haven't gone. There I am. Look, there I am. So you could probably see it. It's there. Look, that's that's the yoke. And it's lit up. It's actually on. Now, this is interesting because this is old. What is this? Is it flight yoke system? It's the Logitech one or Cytec or something. I don't know. It's old. It's got cobwebs on it. It has actually. It has. Right. Let's have a little look. Your device is being disconnected. That's the mouse. So we haven't got our mouse anymore. Technically, I could still have the mouse in, but I didn't want to crawl to the back of the PS5. I will be getting that all properly set up. Tomorrow, I get a powered USB hub, which gives me a lot more flexibility. I also get a massive plug extension lead, which is going to allow me to reorganize this whole setup the way that I finally want to. But yeah, I don't know if you guys remember this. This is the Cytec yoke and throttle system. This is, oh god, was it Logitech? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Logitech Cytec. Yeah, so they did all the panels, and I do actually have the flight panel on the top of the yoke system still. This was the Logi G Flight Simulator yoke system with throttle quadrants. This is what it was called. You can you still buy off Logitech? Seriously? Oh, you can. They've got them in stock. Admittedly, it's probably had a few little upgrades maybe, but you can still buy it. I'll post it in the comments. I'll post it in the chat, guys. This is... Oh no, I can't because it's the yeah. Why have you give me the biggest? Is that gonna work? I will try and find it on a better picture because that. Oh, Curry's still. Can I post Curry's thing because for some reason that is too long as well. Okay. Anyway, guys, you can go and find it yourself. On the Curry's website, it's actually called Cytec the Pro Flight System. But yeah, this is what's plugged into the PS5 now. Do you know what, guys? What I'm going to do is I'm going to open my webcam software, which... Where's it gone? There. I'm going to try and angle the camera down because this webcam is one of those fancy little buggers. You would have seen it moving then. As you can see, it's moving. No. There you go. Wait, oh, what's happening? Wait, there's the door. Whoa. And there's the book system that I didn't want to ever show in me videos. There's a PS5 though. There are my wife's books on the shelf. That's the only part of this room she's got. There's a PS5. That's how far away it is. Just so you guys know, that's where the PS5 was or is. There I am. And there is the Brian's crotch. There we go. There is the yokes. Come on, camera. There is what I mean. That is what we've plugged into the PS5. So I'm interested to see if this works, because look at it. There's me pajama bottoms, so there was no point in not showing you before. But yeah, it's lit up. The sort of little LCD panel here, God, it's so filthy. Do you see that? The little LCD panel's on, and the little light on the throttle system is also on. So this is going to be interesting, because this is on a new one. I think, in general, if this works, I think it bodes well for other peripherals. Although I would like to see if the likes of the honeycomb throttle system and even flight pedals and stuff work, because that would be interesting to see. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go back into the... we're also getting these error access and live traffic data, which I've only just seen today. Keep in mind, this has been updated with a few new updates since I last went live as well. PJ Cam, yeah, it is what it is. No jeans. Jeans are just horrible to sit there and stream in. Won't lie. So what we need to do is we need to do this little test over whether our viewer who wants me to fly over Albania is still here, but we'll fly over Albania, because why the hell not? What did I just move then? Haven't got a clue. An image? What image is it? Oh, it's the webcam. Apologies. What am I doing? It's because I'm trying to control the world map with my PC mouse, which is just something that I'm going to have to get used to. Albania over here. Is it? Is this Albania? Yeah, I think it is, isn't it? We'll just stick it anywhere. We'll stick it anywhere. Now, because I haven't got the mouse plug-in, I've got to click the triangle button and then scroll along to the likes of the arrival, destination, the weather, and so on to control that part of things. Why is your PS5 upside down? Haven't got a clue, mate. Is it supposed to be disk drive? It's lying down. It never was. When it was downstairs on the big telly, it was standing up. I don't like it lying down. As I say, once I get me plugs, me extension plugs, my USB hub, I can have it standing up on my desk. Fantastic, great stuff. For now, it's kind of just lying down in the most stablest way I can get it. I don't like it lying down, so yeah, that's the reason. Let's have a little look and see. Now, I am still using the PS5 controller, the DualSense at the minute. I'm just going to take these clouds away. Thank God, Chris. Good to see you, mate. Disk drive should be on the underside, should it? Oops, okay. Luckily, I haven't got a disc in it, so it shouldn't be too bad, John. I don't know. Probably not. There's no disc in it, so it should be fine. But yeah, maybe it's something to do with cooling. I don't know, but it should be fine. The cooling's down out the back and round up the front. I don't know, mate. It'll be on its bottom again. It'll be standing up again soon. So no worries there. Albania. So we're in the Piper again over Albania. Again, I would say this isn't photogrammetry. This is obviously what the default scenery looks like, and again, it's not too bad. It really isn't. Admittedly, when you've got the photogrammetry side of things, it looks fantastic. You know, photorealistic in my opinion. I did some flying over Sedona on the PC last week, and it looked gorgeous. It looked so good. Hello, mate. You're right. But even still, this looks great, and And the performance, okay, we're still in a little Piper Cherokee, whatever, Piper Dakota, but very, very smooth. Now, let's see. Now, I've purposely done this because I wanted to see whether it just automatically binds everything. If it just works, plugs in and it works. I'm going to say no, but we'll see. Yeah, as I thought, this isn't stuck to the table. There should be some kind of mount. So there's absolutely nothing binded. So that's a thing. You might have to bind some things. The other thing is if it's even recognized on the flight sim. If it is, then we can definitely go and bind some actions and see what it does and see if it works. If it's not showing up, then it will plug in and power up, but it will not register as a working peripheral. Let's have a look. And I think that's our answer, guys. I don't think it is showing up. Which is interesting. I mean, it's powering up. The PlayStation 5 is powering the yoke and throttle, but it ain't there. Very, very interesting. Let's have a little look. Yeah, so quite interesting. Give me 1 second, guys. Yeah, so flight the HOTAS 4. Yeah, I've a couple of people have said that, and obviously you're saying that Microsoft confirmed it, which is interesting. These are third parties. Yeah. So I think the biggest one for simmers and people who are looking at peripherals, Thrustmaster are going to be your friend, which hopefully they can, if they haven't already. I would have liked to have shown you obviously other things. The HOTAS 4 definitely works. It definitely does. I've seen people use it, and obviously, as you say, Microsoft have confirmed it. The one thing I'd like to see is obviously making sure that or at least they make sure that the Thrustmaster Airbus stuff works. And I think they also have the Boeing stuff as well. That will be on the agenda for sure. And if possible, and if the market is there for it, the honeycomb stuff, because again, that's another massive thing, or a massive peripheral for us on PC. I haven't got it. I really do want them, but there's no budget for that at the minute. Hopefully in the future. But yeah, I mean, either way, it was still really fun to try and see if that old Logitech system worked. It doesn't, but like I say, that they are focused on just sort of, it is a beta still, But I think the main three for me is getting the Airbus and the Boeing stuff working, the Thrustmaster stuff, and possibly the Honeycomb stuff. That would be a big plus. We also do have WinWing as well. I have the WinWing Ursa Minor joystick here. I'm not going to plug it in because I'd rather do a bit more flying and show you more locations, jump in a helicopter. But I'm going to say, just as a massive guess, this ain't going to work because it needs the particular program on PC. So, yeah. But it'd be interesting to see if WinWing jump on the PlayStation bandwagon. Sounds a bit horrible, but yeah. See if WinWing decide they want to do stuff for PlayStation 5 as well. I am going to just go and plug the mouse back in, chap. So give me a second. Pajamas. Those. Here he is. I think for me, the fact that a mouse works and it looks like pretty much all mice work. That's a big one. I think as well as having a yoke system, throttle, joystick, what have you, it's going to be nice just to have a mouse as well, because at the end of the day, you're going to want that bit of precision on some of the instruments, and I think the fact that I can still use both at the same time, and I'll be honest with you, it's not as uncomfortable. It is for me right now because, like I say, I've got things swapped over and I haven't got it on the right side. So if I had my mouse on my right hand and my controller in the left, it'd be absolutely fine. I wouldn't see a problem, and yet it doesn't look brilliant, but I'm able to then go and press buttons a bit more easier. The only other way to do it, if you haven't got a mouse, as I said before, is to click the cursor mode. You lose then control of your aircraft until you take it off again, or you're aiming your camera very precisely at the different dials, and that is a pain in the ass. So yeah, it is what it is on that respect. Let me know in the comments. Again, if you are enjoying the stream, please do leave a like. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, then please consider it at least. If it's not this live stream, go back and watch others or other videos or other YouTube shorts. And I also have my Discord down in the video description as well, guys. There's going to be loads to come up. I've got so many videos currently sort of in the editing room or currently being recorded. I've got the Pimax Crystal Super VR headset there that I'm going to be checking out in a lot of my videos going forward, because there's a lot of videos I want to do that I want to see things again in VR. I want to experience things that I've already done in the simulator in VR again. If you do want me to go somewhere in particular on the PS5, let me know. I know a couple of you wanted me to try a helicopter out, which, listen, this is how good I am, this is how kind and appreciative of you watching, is that I'm jumping into a helicopter, and I bloody hate helicopters. One city that's always been a bloody pain for me has definitely been Paris. For some reason, it's a weird one. Paris just, most of the time for me, one of two things: it performs like poo, or it looks like poo. Like, the photogrammetry isn't the greatest. So I'd be interested to see what it looks like. You can also got a bit of stutter in there as well, which is quite interesting. Now, can we plop a helicopter down here? very unrealistically. I'm not going in anything big. You can bugger off. We're not going in the sky crane. Do you know what? The new Eurocopter that they added in, that's not too bad. I can deal with that. Or at least I think I can deal with it. I'm not going to go in the UK police livery though, because that just wouldn't make sense, would it? Let's go in the air ambulance, which I think is not even based in anywhere near Paris. But anyway, it don't matter. Let's get some daytime going on. But yeah, for me, I think the major things that need to be sorted with PlayStation 5, crossplay, the purchases on Marketplace, which I'm under good authority, at least I'm pretty certain. Oh, we start in the air. Oh, it doesn't matter. I'm pretty certain the purchases made on, say, if you've bought stuff on the Marketplace on PC or even Xbox, will not be transferable. So you'd have to buy it again, which I think is nonsense. And I think that's pretty much it. Obviously, wait, Jesus Christ. I think on the peripheral side, I think that'll just come with time. I think there's gonna, obviously, over time, more and more manufacturers will get to the point where they're adding compatibility to the PS5 version and their certain hardware. Now, one thing that let me have a little look. So I can't tell right now because I'm absolutely dreadful. You'll obviously, oh, there we go. Did you see that? That was a big stutter. Interesting. One thing I'm going to say straight off the bat, the loading of photogrammetry is still there. So that was something that I saw straight off. There's also some mad sail ships down the river there, which shouldn't be there. But if you check what I mean, if you move the camera about, you'll see the photogrammetry buildings kind of rendering in. Doesn't happen on PC, and it's even after a few updates, that's still a thing. Now, I'm going to put that down to not internet speeds, but sort of how much data and how much speeds Microsoft and Asobo are allowing on this test, on this beta. That's a guess. It's purely a guess. It might not even be true. It might just be a bug that they still haven't fixed. But I think going into launch, I don't think the photogrammetry cities will render like that. But like I said, Paris has always looked terrible. Yeah, again, John, yeah, I think I haven't downloaded anything on PC yet. I should be taking advantage of it, really, but I just haven't. And I actually don't even think I have the hard drive space to do that. But I think what I will do is, next time I've got a minute to sort of do some optimization, is to look at my settings anyway, but also download some locations and some airports and aircraft as well that I use a lot of, because it's definitely worth it. But as I say, the photogrammetry rendering here that you can see, kind of, if you look over to your left, you can see the city sort of popping in and rendering. That will most likely be fixed for launch. Oh, look at that. Need to turn the ships off, I think. Oh, that was another thing. I want to check the animals. I want to check and see what the animals look like. And I believe there's a way you can do that as well. Because it's not that easy to just find animals out in the open. I'll be honest, the photogrammetry actually doesn't look that bad here. It really doesn't. One thing that's interesting for me, and definitely something I've seen on PC a lot, is photogrammetry cities with like a very green sort of tinge to them. The buildings have got like a green shadow on them, and I've noticed that over a lot of photogrammetry cities. That doesn't seem to be happening here. The ships popping in is annoying, but it doesn't... I can't see anything that's got that weird green haze on it. And that happens to me on the photogrammetry cities on PC. Like, it's very noticeable. There's like a green... almost like the building shadows that has been captured is green rather than, obviously, dark. If anyone wants to download everything, it's 400 gig. Hey, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. I thought it would have easily been around a terabyte, easily. See, told you I can't fly helicopters. Everyone in this helicopter have got sick bags at the minute. But actually, I'm actually impressed with the photogrammetry here in Paris. Apart from the sort of the sloppy loading where it kind of, as I say, just loads in and renders. And again, the insane amount of trees that have just always been the case with Microsoft Flight Simulator. It don't look too bad. It's actually quite nice. Obviously, the buildings off into the distance here are custom models rather than photogrammetry. You can actually see now, I think you can see the green on these buildings that I was talking about before. What's going... oh my god. Told ya. Can't fly helicopters. Don't want to be honest with you. I know there's a lot of people who enjoy flying the helicopters. One of our moderators, Alex, he loves flying helicopters mostly in X-Plane 12 actually, but on Microsoft Flight Simulator 2. It looks pretty nice, doesn't it? It does look nice. Very very nice. Sorry guys, we're just nearly gonna go into the side of a building here. I do apologize. Oh, can we go underneath? No, I'm not going to. I'm not going to be that person. It's whether it's got collision on it, really, doesn't it? But yeah, actually, really, it's absolutely amazing to see the flight sim just, for the most part, running quite smoothly on the PS5. Again, I just think a lot of people don't realize the significance. For me, the two things are Microsoft Flight Simulator being on a PlayStation console for the very first time in its history, and it's been going a long time. That, and also the fact that PSVR 2 users are going to be able to just next year are going to be able to dive into VR mode in this, something that quite a lot of PC users don't get to do because of obviously owning a VR headset. Now obviously the Quest 3 is getting more obtainable. The Quest 2 certainly is, but the Quest 3, even at its I think it's still about 400-500 quid. It's still obtainable. And obviously the best way to do that is obviously to use virtual desktop and hook it up to a PC and see it that way. Visually it's nice enough. The Quest 3 is obviously not the most visually stunning pair of screens or lenses. But the point is that PC users don't... There's a lot of factors. You've got to own a VR headset anyway. A dedicated PC VR one, or a Quest one that can be used on PC. That's one thing. You then got to have the graphics card to be able to power that VR. Obviously, if you're a PS5 user, PS5 owner, and you've got one of those VR2s sitting off, you're gonna able just to put that on your head and get into Flight Simulator quite easily next year, and that's a big significant thing as well. Alex, I was literally just saying you love to fly helicopters. You either heard me or if that's just a weird coincidence. And good to see you, mate. I'm really happy. And weirdly enough, I've just been trying to fly a helicopter, which I cannot do. So if you want to see me poorly flying a helicopter over Paris, then rewind the stream. To carry on, because we're getting sort of to the end of the stream and my voice going, I have got a drink over here, but it's an alcoholic one, and I don't want to drink alcohol live on stream, because I don't know the rules regarding that. I haven't got a clue about all that. What I did want to do is have a look and see whether, because I heard if you type in, what is it fauna? How'd you spell it? Is it fauna? Yeah. If you type in, which I didn't clearly do because I didn't. Come on. I've got a mouse. What am I doing? It's plugged back in. Come on, Brian. Get a grip, son. Why is my device... weirdly enough, when you click over to the mouse, it says that the gamepad's been disconnected. Weird. Yeah, so it does work. So if you type in fauna, this is probably something loads of people knew and I've just completely forgot, but if you type in fauna, whether these give you... Why is it only just showing seagulls and geese, though? That's a waypoint, fauna. Why is it just showing me a certain amount? Okay, well, let's go over here and let's grab ourselves a... If we grab ourselves a seaplane, maybe. I know, mate. To be honest with you, I think helicopters in general are better on a X-Plane 12. I'm thinking a seaplane, but I'm also thinking maybe something that I haven't been on in the sim yet. It's not very exciting, but it's slow enough so I can get a look at things. So apparently in this location there are seagulls, so let's just have a quick look and see if we can see them. But I thought we'd get a full list of all the locations. I also can't... I cannot... I don't even know what I was going to say. I apologize. My mind just totally went then. I can't argue with the load times as well. The load times are pretty nice. Now, right there is probably where you're going to see the scenery not looking so good. The actual satellite imagery isn't amazing. The trees over here are absolutely massive. Nice, you just made all the hay. Literally can see out this window, man. So cool. Get like helicopters there regularly. The only thing that we don't have anymore, which I'm gutted, since I got my camera, there's a big Sikorsky from Carnarvon, never comes there anymore. I don't know why. I just haven't seen it ever again. Now, I'd say, just by eyeing it on the screen, because I can't put like a debug menu like the PC, I'd say performance has gone a bit... I don't know. A tiny bit. Like, there's definitely some drop frames there. And those trees, honestly, do not look... They don't look too bad. I mean, we are talking PlayStation 5 at the end of the day. And we also probably are going a bit too fast to even see any seagulls at all. But this is where they're supposed to be. Yeah, Alex, that'll be great, mate. I can have a little look. probably why, mate, actually. I know we used to have the Chinook use the field at the back of us every so often, but again, that never happens anymore. I can't see any seagulls. Granted, we are moving sort of at a pace, aren't we? But I can't see any seagulls at all in this area. Unless they're just sat on the ground, which wouldn't be realistic. Although it would be, wouldn't it? But again, visually, it looks very, very nice. I am very impressed with what they're achieving with the visuals and performance on the PS5. But again, it is very... and that was the other thing that they do need to sort, is obviously Xbox performance, because the fact that it's performing so well on PS5, even in this early stage, and not performing well at all, or from what I've been told and seen quite often on Xbox, it's not the best. It's not the best. Innsbruck with the glider. Of course I can, John, mate. Whatever, I can, of course. Yeah, it used to be bossy in them S92s in Alderhay, but I'd imagine that's probably why they don't come anymore. Is because they reckon the pad up, and it's quite a decent helicopter pad in Aintree, in Alderhay as well. You can actually go right into the park and just literally see it. Really, really cool. But generally, it's mostly the 135s and the 145s, I want to say. Sometimes the Leonardo, what are they? Leonardo 109s? Am I getting that right? You'll know, Alex. The Leonardos come there as well. So, John, you want to see a glider in Innsbruck? Well, obviously, visually and location, it's stunning, isn't it? One thing that I've just gone past that I do want to try at the end of the stream is go to the likes of Turks and Caicos, which is around here. I'd like to see what the water masking is like and how it looks, because that's another massive area that the PC looks fantastic in. Innsbruck is around here, isn't it? Jesus Christ. Where is it? I could just type it in, of course, but why would I do that when I can clearly get... I also could have put the code in, but I'm really, really not sure of... I'm not the best at airport codes. Some I know, some I don't. Oh, there's actually a handcrafted version. I say that like I should know that, but I think I knew that. It's just there's that many Innsbrucks available at this point. But we will obviously just start up in the air around here maybe, and have a little look and see. Mostly 135s, I'm sure 145s. The Leonardo 169, yeah. Yeah, I've had a few pictures there. Liam, good to see you, mate. Nice to see you, mate. Yeah, Innsbruck code should be something that everyone knows. It's not exactly a hard one, is it? Listen, I don't do much gliding. I really should do, because it's one of those sims where it looks gorgeous as well. Oh, the one from Welshpool is a 145, yeah, the red one. We had that in recently, I think. Oh. What happened to the sound? Oh. That is purely the capture card, I think, guys. I do apologize. I don't think that's anything to do with the sim. We had the Alex, actually, we had the Junos in. Is it the H1 or H2? The ones from Shrewsbury next to Sleep. I had one literally go over our back garden, mate, so damn low. It was I couldn't get out quick enough to get a video or picture. I was sitting in the living room and I just heard it rumbling. They pop over from Shrewsbury every so often. Those Junos with the obviously the police sort of livery, you know, the navy and yellow on it, and they just go over to Alder Hay and land and stay engines on and then take off within 2 or 3 minutes and then either go back south or go towards Aintree. It's pretty cool. But yeah, one came over very, very low and I just couldn't get it. I saw it out the window and I was like, oh, why didn't I get a video? But sometimes I just can't get out quick enough, especially if I'm with the baby, you know. So here is a glider over Innsbruck, and I don't do enough gliding. It looks spectacular because you've obviously got this insane field of view in a glider, and it looks fantastic. You know what? It looks so nice. Absolutely no engine sounds. Just a couple of sort of aileron sounds. Has this got a little landing gear on it? Yeah, it has. Nice. A little retractable one anyway. You can see Innsbruck, the airport itself, just over to the right of the cockpit screen there. Yeah. And yeah, the just visually, yeah, again, as like I say, visually, it looks. Can you please turn into the sundown? Still got those little scratches on the screen there. Whee. And again, the scenery. Again, this isn't photogrammetry around here, so but it still looks really, really nice. Now, obviously, I wouldn't be doing my job. There's probably things I forgot to do, but it is what it is. I always find when I'm doing streaming, I try to say I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, but I never do it all. Yeah, the oranges on top of the mountains. I guess this is probably just early morning with the lovely not too shabby at all. The I would say the night lighting, if for the most part, seems to be in between sort of what the PC Sim Update 3 and Sim Update 4 Beta is. Obviously, Sim Update 4 Beta has really improved the ground lighting, especially over cities. None of that masking over it. Still getting those, for the most part, sort of the lovely reflections on the windows that we see. It looks. Do you know what? I'm impressed, and I'm not. It's the visually. Yeah, I am impressed to see a flight simulator like this running on a PS5, even a PS5. I know that, you know, obviously consoles are getting more and more powerful, but when it comes to flight simulation, there's always a consoles and obviously certain things. There's a caveat, isn't there? There's a certain amount of things that it won't be able to do, but it's handling Flight Sim 2024 like a champ. And one thing I just hope doesn't happen is that it just all goes to, well, poo. Because the only reason why I'm trying Sim Update 4 beta on PC is because, again, I heard great things about performance, which I'm not getting. VR performance over Sim Update 3 is definitely improved. I can see that. It also does allow us to record VR much better. It doesn't split the image into two lenses. It's just one image, which is fantastic. So for now, I will have to remain on Sim Update 4 while I'm doing my VR content, because it's just a hell of a lot better. But the reason why I don't do betas anymore is because most of the updates that come out for the testing sort of phase and the beta phase, you never see them on the public release. I remember Sim Update 1 in particular. I remember the ground satellite imagery, and just in general the floor textures, the ground textures were fantastically sharp. You could fly at any altitude and the ground looked so damn sharp and crisp, and it looked amazing. And when it comes to the actual release, it went back to the way it looked, and that really annoyed me so much. So what I'm saying about this is that obviously I hope we get similar performance when the PS5 version does end up releasing. But yeah, guys, I'm going to leave it there because I need to get a drink down. My throat's gone really, really dry now, and yeah, I've got things to do. I'm going to be continuing to finish off my freeware videos. I've got a lot of footage to still record for those, so they're not going to be out just yet. But this coming week, you will see my Pimax Crystal Super unboxing and first impressions, along with some little YouTube shorts showing you my sort of first little interactions with 2024 in VR, and much more as well, guys, because as the channel goes on and it continues to grow, I will be doing regular VR content as well as other things. So yeah, I am going to leave you guys there, and I'm going to, again, this will be my last PS5 live stream until nearer release, until we start getting more updates and it is ready for release. If it isn't, it will most likely be a PS5 launch stream, but there won't be another PS5 one till December, so keep that in mind. If you do have any questions, let me know. I'm on Discord. It's linked in the YouTube description, video description. I'm on all social medias. You can go and follow me on there. And yeah, guys, it's been another good stream. I've enjoyed it. I am happy that the mouse works on it as well. But yeah, thanks for everyone joining. John, no problem, mate. Really appreciate you coming in, spending some time and watching the stream, mate. If you can go off and obviously share it around and stuff, I'm sure people will want to see a bit more of the PS5 gameplay. But yeah, thank you, everyone. I have really enjoyed this again, and I am sorry for the lack of live streams over the last couple of weeks. It's because I've been doing a lot of different bits of content, and also I did receive the Pimax Crystal Super, so I've been getting a lot of time with that in, and I still have loads more to check out with that as well. But yeah, cheers, guys. I appreciate you popping by and spending some time this evening on the channel. Look out for more. I will be live streaming, hopefully, the Pimax Crystal Super to see how it does live stream. I'm not too sure. I've seen it done, but I'm gonna test it and do a live stream after the unboxing. So hopefully 2 live streams next week. Got to Explain 12 one on Sunday, so next Sunday around the same time, Explain 12 back on the channel, doing some sightseeing and flying on there, and hopefully before that a live stream in VR as well, which will be quite interesting. See you again, guys. Thanks for coming by.